The Government of Canada is working hard to tackle climate change and protect its iconic natural environment. Our government is committed to exceeding our current 2030 Paris Agreement target and to achieving net zero emissions by 2050. Our climate plan is putting us on the right track to do just that. Our plan includes over 50 different measures to reduce emissions, including pricing carbon pollution all across the country, phasing out coal-fired power, and historic investments in protecting nature. We are on track to cut emissions by far more than any other plan in Canadian history. But net zero isn't just a plan for the environment, it's also a plan for the economy. As investors and consumers increasingly look for low-carbon products, meeting that demand will help to ensure long-term viability. For that reason, Canada is making climate change a key pillar of its recovery from the pandemic. As stewards of the second largest landmass and a fifth of the world's freshwater, Canada must also play a leadership role in protecting nature and biodiversity. We are all aware of the rapid decline in biodiversity that we are seeing around the world. That is why we are working towards protecting a quarter of lands and a quarter of oceans in Canada by 2025 and working to achieve 30% of each of these by 2030. Canada is also encouraging other countries to join us in this commitment. Nature also plays a key role in fight against climate change, acting very much as a carbon sink. In addition to fighting climate change and addressing biodiversity loss, Canada is also addressing critical pollution issues. Just last month, Canada announced its comprehensive plan for zero plastic waste by 2030 through a more circular approach to our economy. It includes banning 6 harmful single-use plastics. The circular economy is a huge opportunity in Canada and around the world to reduce waste, create jobs, and drive innovation in recycling and plastics manufacturing. On the world stage, Canada is endeavoring to play an important role in climate change adaptation, mitigation, and nature protection. We co-lead the Powering Past Coal Alliance with the United Kingdom, which now has over 110 members around the world committed to phasing out unabated coal power. And we co-lead the action track on nature-based solutions as part of the Global Commission on Adaptation alongside Mexico. All of this works together to raise ambition ahead of COP26. COP26 is shaping up to be one of the most significant international climate meetings since the adoption of the Paris Agreement. To conclude, I would say Canada is well underway to achieving its ambitious targets. Like many countries participating here in the Milan Green Forum, we are working hard to create a more sustainable, more prosperous future for our grandchildren and our great-grandchildren and those generations that come after them. Effectively fighting climate change will require participation from all of us. Just as individual actions during the pandemic, like wearing a mask and physically distancing, went a long way in slowing the spread of the virus, so do individual climate actions. In my personal life, some examples of taking climate action would be that my wife and I both drive zero-emission vehicles, we endeavor not to buy single-use plastics, and we actively recycle the plastics we use. We also compost our organic waste, and we do not use air conditioning. Even little things count. Certainly, while many are taking individual actions, we can all do more. But aside from personal day-to-day choices, I would also add that I worked in the clean tech sector for over a decade, developing technologies used in reducing greenhouse gas emissions. Fundamentally, it was climate change that got me into politics in the first place. I think one example that we can look to for inspiration on environmental collaboration is the Montreal Protocol. When scientists told us that we had to remove chlorofluorocarbons from our refrigerators and aerosol sprays to stop the depletion of the ozone layer, the world came together. We listened to scientists and we got it done. The ozone layer is expected to return to 1980 levels between 2050 and 2070. This is the kind of collaboration we need to apply to the climate and biodiversity crises. The science is clear. We need to reach net zero emissions by 2050, and we need to work together to get there.